HALBARAD was a Dunedain from the north, one of Aragorn's closest friends and comrades. His early years and ancestry remain mysterious, but he was born into the family of a ranger, one of the few remaining descendants of the noble Númenóreans who settled in the northern kingdom of Arnor. When the forces of Angmar, led by the Witch King, destroyed this realm, all the remaining Dunedain were forced to live in secrecy, roaming their former lands and fighting against the evil wherever they could find it. For such a purpose was Halbarad trained. About his adventures nothing is known, but he was one of the guardians of the Shire, protecting its borders against wild and evil creatures, prior to the War of the Ring. He considered hobbits to be a little folk, but of great worth, and although they knew nothing about the ranger's labor in keeping the Shire safe, he grudged it not. It was his duty to keep the watch over the Shire when Aragorn went south with the Fellowship of the Ring, and he did his duty until a messenger sent by Galadriel asked him to gather as many of the rangers of the north as he could and ride south to help Aragorn in his effort. Halbarad was able to rally around 30 rangers. Together with the sons of Elrond, they formed the Grey Company, riding south and meeting Aragorn in Rohan, near the fords of Isen. Aragorn was much rejoiced at their coming, even more so when Halbarad brought him the message from Arwen, and a standard she made for him. This standard Aragorn asked Halbarad to keep and bear for him for a while. Halbarad was also present when Aragorn looked into the Palantir in Hornburg, revealing himself to Sauron. Afterwards, their way led down to Dimholt Road under the White Mountains. When the company reached the entrance to the Paths of the Dead, Halbarad had a foreboding that his death lies behind this evil door. But he dared to pass it nonetheless. When, at midnight at the Stone of Erech, Aragorn summoned the dead to fulfill their oath, Halbarad unfurled the black standard he was bearing. Then they rode south to Pelargir, dispersing the army of Umbaran corsairs located there, and after capturing their ships, sailed north to Minas Tirith to join the battle fought there. Aragorn, with the South Gondorian army, Grey Company, liberated slaves, Legolas and Gimli, arrived in the midst of the battle at Pelennor Fields. Halbarad carried Aragorn's standard onto the battlefield, where he was killed.